Every country in the world is drowning in debt. The United States has surpassed $38 trillion in debt, the highest level in its history. The European Union owes around $14 trillion. Japan is closing in on $9 trillion. Even oil-rich countries like Saudi Arabia or export machines like Germany and China are heavily indebted, but a person can't help asking, if everyone is in debt, who are they in debt to? This is where things start to get interesting. Debt isn't just money we have to pay back. It's like the invisible skeleton of the world wars, crises, rises, collapses. All of them stand on this chain of debt. And when you start following that chain, you run into a truth that's unsettling but also strangely enlightening. The world isn't really indebted to anyone. It's indebted to itself. But of course, that doesn't mean everyone benefits equally from this system. Today, the world's total debt has surpassed $315 trillion. That's nearly 3 times the value of everything the world produces. So how did we get here? The answer starts long before credit cards existed. Back in 1694, England was at war with France, and the treasury had run out of money. The king turned to merchants for loans. The merchants agreed, but said, "Fine, but you'll pay us continuous interest backed by future taxes." And that's how the Bank of England was founded and the first government bond was born. This method was basically a revolution. The state could now spend money it didn't yet have. Merchants, meanwhile, could buy and sell. The government's promise to pay. This is how the foundation of today's financial system was laid. Then France copied it, the Netherlands improved it, and when the United States gained independence, it adopted it immediately. National debt became a sign of credibility, not failure. A country's ability to borrow became proof of its ability to govern. Fast forward to today, and debt has become the world's biggest export. The U.S. owes $38 trillion. Japan owes over $9 trillion. And global borrowing is growing by nearly $1 trillion. Every 100 days, everyone is in debt. Everyone is also lending to someone else. And citizens are both borrowers and lenders, without even realizing it. So who's at the other end of the rope? Let's look at America. About half of that $38 trillion belongs to investors, and most of those investors are Americans. Banks, pension funds, investment funds, insurance companies, even the Federal Reserve. The remaining 1/3 is held by foreigners. Japan holds around $1 trillion, and China about $800 billion. So saying the U.S. owes China is true. But it's only a small piece of the total. Most of America's debt is owed to itself. The government issues bonds, banks and funds buy them, and the central bank steps in to buy bonds when needed, creating new money in the process. Citizens pay the interest through taxes, and that interest eventually flows back into Americans' retirement accounts. It's essentially a closed loop. And this isn't unique to America. It's true everywhere. Japan buys U.S. bonds. The U.S. lends to Europe through the IMF. Europe funds developing countries. Through the World Bank, developing countries accumulate reserves and reinvest them in Western bonds. The whole world keeps each other's IOU list. Like a giant poker table where everyone has borrowed chips from everyone else. And there's only one rule. Nobody gets up from the table. But there's an even stronger player, the financial markets. Hedge funds, pension funds, central banks, massive asset managers. They decide who can borrow cheaply and who has to pay a survival premium. That's why debt is not nearly as simple as it looks. It keeps the world running, but it also feeds inequality. If I've changed the way you look at the world, you can subscribe to my channel and leave a like.